Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of The Method Show. Today, we are going to look at the Fallout TV trailer with a critical eye. I am rewriting the dialogue for the trailer for Fallout the TV show because I'm not happy with it. A lot of people I notice in the comments, let's go straight to the comments, right, of the trailer. They don't like a lot what they've already done in the show, and it sucks. They're really judging it, right, without watching the whole thing. You know, I'm also guilty of doing that. I'm going above and beyond that. As a writer, a screenwriter, I'm looking at the dialogue. I just hate it. And then not only that, me personally, story so far, I'm not too happy, and I'll tell you why. If they're given access to the IP, right? The everything that is Fallout, basically, aside from Fallout 5, which I don't know why some of the creators were alluding to that they had access to Fallout 5's design in some way. I don't know why they said that. They're like, oh yeah, but Bethesda told us not to touch it. You know, how do you even get access to that? Yeah, were they requesting it? We're gonna get into this a little bit because some of the people behind the show, I don't think they're fans. I don't think they played Fallout. They sure did for research, but not like you and I. So of course we have high expectations of what this show is supposed to present to us as viewers of the entertainment, and we get let down. Right? We've seen this happen before with Lord of the Rings. All right, I'm calling it out, but I'm not too critical on Lord of the Rings. I was pleasantly entertained. All right, it ain't gonna beat the movies, obviously, but it's okay. I dismiss it. I know a lot of people hate it. But it's a lot better than a lot of the stuff I've seen from Marvel lately, all right? And it's not just Marvel, all right? We're talking about Disney, all right? But I digress. So we're going back to the what? What are we doing? So we're writing the dialogue. We're trying to make the dialogue feel a little more in tune with what we experienced in the game, in the series of games for Fallout. And since they already shot everything, right? I'm going to be recycling what's already been shot and just write the dialogue so that it kind of gives you a nod for what you've experienced in the games. In my approach to this so far, at least for the trailer, I might change this up later on when I start watching the show and be like, okay, I'll see where they're going. But for the trailer, I'm going to create a different story. In my mind, I'm thinking the main character is actually out to look for, it's always looking for somebody, right? She's out to look for the mother from Fallout 4. That, I think, is a very compelling piece. There's a lot of ways to go about it, right? With like Vault Dwellers coming out for the first time. Clearly, she probably has her own storyline, experiencing the world for the first time, right? But I just didn't gravitate to the character, at least based off of the trailer. I know a lot of people say don't judge it. You haven't seen anything, but they didn't reveal a lot about this default template character. So I'm approaching it as a gamer. I feel that this default template character in the Fallout universe is default, and I don't feel attachment to her. So instead, I'm going to feel attachment if I give her an objective. In this objective, I want her to find my main character, which was the female character in Fallout 4. And so thus, it would allow us to kind of incorporate some of the story elements from Fallout 4, including Sean. Spoiler alert for those who haven't played the games. Sean is a very integral role in the whole freaking Fallout 4 game. And I think it's great if we can have her go look for Sean's mother. All right. Now, I know the trailer doesn't reveal too much that can help support this kind of background story, but I like approach to that design, you know, the design for the whole show. I like to approach it in that matter because there's just not a whole lot of attachment to the character. And so if we give the character this kind of like miscellaneous task, I think people would be more pleasantly surprised. But we're going to watch it without audio. I have the subtitles at the bottom, so we're going to see what was actually written. But before any of that, we're going to jump into my favorite researching the people who make this. Okay, don't judge Bethesda. They had nothing to do with it aside from unlocking the archives of concept art. I don't even think Todd Howard had much of say except for showing up to VIP shows with these writers and directors and be like, oh yeah, I like that. Well, it'd be great if you had the rad roach here. And because I looked at the credits, he's not in there. Whew, thank God. All right. So now, disclaimer. Obviously, I'm not perfect. All right. But I have not seen anybody do this. La, 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 la. I'm not seeing anybody do this on YouTube. Shame on you, screenwriters, for not practicing this. Shame on you. I don't mean shame on you, but I'm saying that this should be really fun to do. And I want to encourage other writers to try doing these kinds of things and posting up on YouTube because a lot of us has got, the itch to try to fix Hollywood. But if we're not practicing, All right. If we're not practicing what we're preaching, then how are we going to ever learn to get good? Okay. So let's not watch the trailer just yet. Let's talk about who's making all this, because by now you all suppose you're already familiar with this whole show and what's going on, right? And you all have all these high hopes. I did too. But then when you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, what is this? What is this Disneyland? Look at that. Look at that. Everything's all brand new. I get it, right? But no, this is just, I don't know. I was too happy. Like, all these glorious shots are amazing, and you'll see why in a second. All right, so let's jump into first this person here. All right, let's get it out of the way why I got confused, and I think many other people got confused as well. Director Jonathan Nolan. Now, I don't know if he's related to the other Nolans. He probably is. Now, let's look at what he did. All right, this is the main thing that we're hitting home on, and this is what confused me, all right, because I didn't look into it further. So I apologize for all those that believe in everything I say in this show. Westworld. All right, known for a writer / the creator of Westworld. I'm assuming he's a creator. He did 36 episodes. Damn right. He wrote Interstellar. Wow. He wrote The Dark Knight. Holy shit. And then Prestige, which was awesome. So you have all this high hopes. Man, the director, the creator of all this awesomeness is going to make Fallout? Hell yeah. Sign me up. But let's go back for a second here. He directed 3 episodes and probably going to continue if it's a success. But he didn't write it. Okay. So he only directed it. Okay. That's cool. Now, for those that don't understand this, let me enlighten you a little bit, because I've done film work before. I would say you wrote something, right? Let's just say you wrote this awesome movie, whatever you want to call it. You wrote it. You have this vision. You just don't know how to direct. You don't know how to direct actors. You don't know how to put it together. So you hire me to do it. So then I go in, I read your story, and then I can kind of share your vision a little bit. I can see where you're coming from. Now I go in there and I direct the actors accordingly, and I look at the dialogue, and I try to bring out their amazing performances. At the end of the day, though, I didn't create it. You did. I just put it together as a director. So that's where you can, okay, you see what I'm saying? That's where you can say, well, that's an amazing direction of the actor, all right, and a few other things that directors touch. But for the most part, the writing, right? That's where E.T. phones home, everybody. If you don't like the show, don't like the writing, right? I'm not saying that you can have amazing writing and then just horrible acting because the director sucked at his job, or the casting director. I'm not saying that can't happen, but when we get to this level of stuff already been made for TV, we have to kind of say, all right, well, if it sucks, it has to suck at the very beginning, the writing. Let's look at the people who made this, okay? There you go. Let's skip him. Next. Geneva Robertson Dworet. All right, what did she do? Okay, here we go. She was a writer for Tomb Raider. She got a 6.3 stars according to IMDb. I haven't seen it. I do want to watch it, right? I want to give it a shot. I haven't seen Tomb Raider since Angelina Jolie, her movie. I haven't seen that one. Captain Marvel. Say what you will. All right, I actually had high hopes for the original Captain Marvel. And it wasn't as bad as I actually thought it was going to be honest. I know a lot of people say they hated the whole thing, but I gave it a shot, right? I really try to get into it from the perspective of the comic books. Now, I don't know about the origin story on the comic book side and how she got her powers, but just watching it for what it is, that was really intriguing for me, how this kind of superhero gets that power. Now, a lot of people say the actress sucks, but you can't just always blame the cast, right? Or the actors. Like I said, what if you had the Nolan guy directing her? He might have done a better job bringing that awesome talent out. I mean, maybe not, who knows? So, you know what I mean? But these are top productions, okay? So you have hope, all right? But, Tomb Raider was a video game adaptation, right? If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, let me know how it was. So you have a little bit of hopes there, okay? So one of the creators made a video game adaptation already, okay? And of course, a comic book adaptation movie. So, all right. Okay, the next person who created this, who seems to be in everything, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. Graham Wagner, if that's how you pronounce his name. Look at this. Todd Howard, you son of a...
I need to let me take this in. Holy crap.
All right, so what did he do? He produced the Portlandia series, which a couple episodes I saw were pretty funny. right? I like the SNL actor that's in it. Silicon Valley, I haven't seen it. All right, seems like it did pretty well for 8.5. Baskets, haven't seen it. So if you're not into any of that, that might be a problem, right? Okay, we're to Jonathan Nolan. Gursimiran Sandhu is also credited as one of the writers. He did Homecoming, Get Hard, Game of Thrones. Holy shit. I want to see the episodes that this person was on. I want to see those episodes that this writer wrote on Fallout. All right? Because, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. He was additional crew. I take it back. He wasn't one of the writers. All right, next person. Carson Mell. What is Carson Mell known for? Silicon Valley again. Another Evil, A Diary of a Teenage Girl, and Living Man. So 2 people already, coincidentally, worked on Silicon Valley. All right, I can't pronounce this person's name, so we'll call him Karen. Or Kyran, I believe is probably pronounced. Snowden. That was pretty good, I think. Wormwood, haven't seen it. And The Homesman, haven't seen it. But clearly he's got writing experience. So I actually want to see the episodes that he's credited for in the series. Chaz Hawkins. Fangirled. 3 episodes of that. Quarantines. And The Sauce. Don't want to see what episodes this person was tied to. Skip. Karen Dornetto. Portlandia again. Aquafina is Nora from Queens. I think, showrunner. She was the producer. Huh? She was also producer of Community. Arrested Development writer. Comedy is her forte. Is Fallout a comedy show? I'm sure it's got some funny bits, right? The game has some funny bits. All right. So what does this mean? So we got people from Silicon Valley and Portlandia work together, no doubt, work together on those projects. And you have the creators. Where are they credited here? Hold on. Watch this. Go to IMDb. They always credit. Here we go. So, freaking Ed. Graham Wagner. These 2 are the creators of the Fallout TV show. Okay? So Graham, Portlandia, Silicon Valley, brings in writers from those 2 shows. Geneva has worked on a comic book and a game made for game, or game made for TV, or game made for movie adaptation. This is what we're looking at, folks. The original creators of Fallout TV. Now, if you're a big fan of those shows, fantastic. But if you're also a fan of Fallout, you might need to reevaluate what your expectations are, because Fallout is not comedy. As much as it has its comedic touches here and there, when you play the story, at least let's talk about Fallout 4. It's very gritty, right? Not saying that this show is not going to have grittiness. We already saw a couple of shots that showed the end of the world. But it has a level of realism that I don't think Silicon Valley, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of comedic. And then Portlandia is full-on comedy. It is capturing. And I feel like this is what we're going to get. We're going to get a reskin of these 2 shows. So, all right. Enough of that. Let's go and get into business. Let's watch the trailer. By the way, that's the ghoul. Hello there. I'm here to show you a wonderful place. A veritable Camelot of the nuclear age. Is that what's right? Not made of God Almighty, but the working man. You could be a hero by purchasing a residence in a Vault-Tec vault today. Because if the worst should happen tomorrow, the world is going to need you to build a better day after. By the way, he doesn't sound like that. He doesn't sound like the typical 1940s style that you hear in the game. All right. This is gonna be let's critique the let's critique the show while we do the reading. Sorry, the filmmaker in me is just really clawing at this. What the hell? What the hell is this Amazon thing? You know, freaking buy it on Amazon now. You know, bright yellow, because that's the aesthetics of the jumpsuit, and of course the vault, everything freaking yellow. All right, I get it, guys. I get it. Okay, but brand spanking brand new. When the vault finally opens in about 100,000 years from now, we're going to have these spiffy, brand new yellow, bright in your face blankets to help you have a comfortable resting place. The mission of the vaults should be important to everyone. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard this recently, but I think this could be her. So disregard the way I read it. This is still the dialogue. And I'm going to be writing it from probably just one character. To come to the surface one day and restart civilization. All right, that's on the nose. Ah, that looks familiar. Gamified props, including that nonsense over there. Folks, I'm sorry. I'm very critical on this. Don't bring gamified bullshit into a movie. I don't like this. You know, I think they were doing okay that she has a pistol with her that doesn't look like it's from the Institute. She actually is holding it right there. You can see it over there. It's a white one. So that is freedom of expression in Hollywood, in having vault dwellers already have the pistols when they come out of the vault. Now, the pistols that they did have in the game, that's not it, clearly. The pistols they had were military issue, and it's the ones that you can find like high level of everything, right? Better than the handcrafted stuff in Fallout 4. God damn it, why, Todd Howard, did you make the handcrafted stuff puny and weak? Whatever, that's a whole other argument. But that pistol we're going to see in a second. Questionable with the design, if you ask me. It's just kind of weird. Like, it doesn't feel like that's something that Vault-Tec would make. But we don't know where she got it, all right? It's just the way that she's approaching to these new places kind of makes it feel like she had that with her. And I think it came from Vault-Tec, so. All right. Can you tell me what happened in the last 200 years? That's her, by the way. Holy shit. You're an actual vault dweller. I am. I thought all you dipshits were dead. Heh heh heh. Westworld director Jonathan Nolan. That's not a good thing to do. I know. You know what they should have done? Interstellar. Interstellar. Why? Because now you're expecting this to feel like Westworld. Now, not griping Westworld too much, because I know some people liked it. I didn't like it after the first season, and a lot of people didn't either. My expectations when I started watching that was that, holy shit, they got that inspiration from Fallout 4 because of the Institute. Spoiler alert. Everything feels like the Institute on the first season of Westworld. So I had a lot of hope. I'm like, okay, I'm sure. Why not? Give it a shot. But then just kind of, we got weird. I'm like, nah, right. And it's not weird in the good way. Just kind of just not working for me. You know, like, it's kind of like what this project has. Multiple writers on the show, multiple chefs in one kitchen, and it just stinks. I didn't like it. So I would not have highlighted Westworld. I know they're trying to associate how Westworld felt like Fallout, but guess what? Now he's making Fallout. It just doesn't work out for me. If you really wanted to showcase his real shit, not saying this stuff wasn't real, Westworld wasn't real, highlight Interstellar, goddammit, because that's a space movie that has a lot of potential to win people over, I think, in this title card. I know I'm making a big mole out of nothing, folks, but, you know, if you ask me, the editor should have spoke up about this and be like, you know what? Shouldn't we just put the best one there? Westworld was not better than Interstellar. You know, like, whatever. And Amazon MGM Studios. Why? What you're doing is insane. All right, so I heard this line. There was not a lot of emotion. You hear that? What you're doing is insane. You know who that sounds like? That sounds like Deadpool, the actor behind Deadpool. I would have had him in here rather than the guy who does the ghoul. Now, all right, I haven't watched this whole show, okay? So like I said, it's just weird. Like, what you're doing is insane. Okay, let me read that real quick. This is something I'm also... Okay, so if you didn't realize this, and I didn't notice this until now, a lot of people don't realize this. So editors, when you're making these trailers, come on, make sense. This is important, okay? This is important. This title card is important for you people to see this, even if you don't know who that is and what the hell that show's about. This is important. Let me show you why. So what this title card is saying, all right, you got to understand this. This person and that company, keep in mind, this person and that company quarterly, I can't pronounce that, invite you, right? That person and that company invites you. It isn't like the vault out there. It's big. To the apocalypse. These title cards are horrendous. Hollywood Boulevard. Hey, look at those pearly whites. Why is Hollywood still effing up this cosmetic shit? I've seen movies where they did a full front eyeball lens. All right? Those pearly whites gotta go. I'm sorry. Bing, bing. At least digify, put it in After Effects, goddammit. All right? Contemporary gentlemen, you could have fixed that for me. Fix it. Yeah, you're probably going to go in Photoshop right now and send me over a DM. Here it is. Done. He's got ghoul eyes now. Now, if you haven't played Fallout, goddammit, go do a screenshot search for the ghouls in Fallout. Pearly whites is not a thing anymore, folks. Come on. We're in 2024. Fix that shit. Every single damn movie that has monsters and people in prosthetics or costumes or outfits, and they do have a prosthetic eye for the iris, the pearly whites are always there. This guy survived massive amounts of radiation to have this disfigurement on his body, losing his ears in the process. By the way, a real ghoul doesn't have cartilage at all. But they're tired of doing CGI on the head of the actor because it looks too finicky, apparently, in 2024. They still can't get it right. So we're just going to put on an ear on him. I would have snipped that off, to be honest. Ghouls don't have ears. They don't have nose. So they really want to, hit the ball home with the whole nose thing, right? The other thing, too, I'm obviously not a biology major, okay? But the bridge of the nose kind of ends right up in the ear, all right? Now, I know, okay, when it comes to Hollywood stuff, you got to put a green thing on there to green screen that out. If that's the case, that bridge, all right, depending on the person, I don't feel that bridge is 100% there. That should have been a little further back, according to this actor's biology of his nose. And then you could kind of tell that they added extenuous bump for his nose. I don't think that's the actor's real bridge. So he's wearing a prosthetic that's all green, but they didn't think about that. Now let's talk about the bigger obviousness besides the eyeballs. What the hell is this Skull Kingdom guy, or the guy from Avengers or whatever? What was it? Captain America, Red Skull. Way too overglorified. All right. If this guy's supposed to be human, right? Let's just say maybe he's not human. I think he's an alien. Todd Howard said the ghouls in your movie are going to be aliens. So that explains that. No, he's not. He's human. That is his skull, basically, So if that's the case here, now I'm getting very anal about this because it really pisses me off that they don't get this done right, in my opinion. If what I would have done, and it's not that great to do this, to be honest, because it's unhealthy, but I would hire an actor who actually had a lot of, thinness, a real thin actor. Unfortunately, just got to get straight to the meat and potatoes, or should I say the skull, the skeleton frame here, to really extenuate, accent the actual outlining of people's skulls, right? Or skeletal frames. Now, people who are very thin, and don't have a lot of fat tissue on their faces, and they're very gaw, right? Gaw, I think it's called gaw. You can notice it here when they're really thin, right? Unfortunately, here is a whole lot of extra padding around on top of his face that just looks, just fake. All right, it's just a show. Why you have to be so mad? It's only a TV show. All right, whatever. Dude, this is really standing out. I pray to God that this bullet thing, what do you call it? A bandolier, is straight up from the vault because that thing looks like it never touched air in its life. It came straight out of the factory from Vault-Tec before this guy got to the way he is. Maybe the Vault Dweller already had that. Look how spanking brand new this ammo broiler, I can't pronounce it, whatever. And what is that? If I'm not mistaken, shotgun shells don't look like that. It looks like a marble. Maybe that's the thing he gets shot with later on. I'm sorry, folks. It's just, it really gets to me, the little things of detail. Now, the fedora is pretty good, all right? But once again, it looks too new. Like, dude, this is supposed to have been hundreds of years in the making, by the way. So he either found that from a Vault Dweller, they just brought it out of the vault, and it's a spanking brand new hat. Maybe they repaired it from the repair table that's not going to be in the show, but it was in the game. All right. I've had a rough week. Oh, God damn it. Or what is this? Vault-Tec Plat. I don't know what that is. Oh, they did good. They did good with that, right? Banco? The Banco companies everywhere. Practically every person I've met out here has tried to kill me. Well, wait, hold on a second. I didn't notice this. See, you notice things when you pause things, folks. What in tarnation 99-cent store is this thing? You guys can't see it. Maybe I should zoom in. All right, zoom in. I don't know. Control, mouse scroll up. Mouse scroll up. Look how plasticky this piece of the suit is. Now, in the game, you see it, right? That looks molded plastic. Contemporary gentleman, did you print this from the printer? This looks printed. Gosh. All right, 33. Let's highlight that, right? But let's not make it gold. I don't know if that's accurate. If I'm not mistaken, in the game, the numbers are only on the back. I don't think they had it on the collar. It could be mistaken. I don't know. But they would not stand out. Like, that's hard to see. If you're amongst other Vault Dwellers, and for some reason you need to tell other 33s that you're also 33. Like, I don't know. What was the purpose of having a vault number? I guess because the original plan is that they eventually leave the vault. Right? Oh, I'm from 33. I'm from 32. Whatever. Brand new shirt, clearly. Everything's brand new, right? Now, hold on a second now. They did a little bit better here, right? Things are getting a little dusty. So this is probably later in the series. But look how clean her face is. Hollywood, goddammit. I get it, right? We got to make it look pretty. Yeah, but it's the grittiness, right? And here's, I think his name is Jeeves. Now, so they made a lot of those robots, by the way, right? If you have played the game. So it can't just be the Jeeves that the Vault Dwellers from Fallout 4 had, right? There's a lot of those clones, same voice. So that explains that. Now, where are we at here? This is, I believe, the Quickie Mark. Not Quickie Mark. What is it? The Super Duper Mark. I believe that's what that is. So that's kind of fun, right? All right. What's the next shot here? Okay, so this is from him. Like, okay, no, this is funny. Hey, look. Why is it that they can get the pearly whites done nicely on the robot with the red eyes, but on the ghoul they can't? Because it's all CGI. All right. Fine. I'll also highlight the I didn't know this before. He has a logo on here. I don't know if this is from I forgot what faction it was. I don't think the Brotherhood has that logo. Let me know in the comments, folks. He might be from there's an evil military faction that's not the Brotherhood. I swear there was one, because you came across these general blah 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 units and they were solid green, so he may not be that one actually, because he doesn't have green colors on his metal casing. But that's kind of important, I guess. I'm simply going to harvest your organs. Really? Let's look at her reaction. Okay. So she was already bound, so she can't really do much in terms of reaction. But holy shit. Let's... Boink. Hold on, let's rewind that. Let me see this. No. Let me see that gun. What is this little gun? Wait. I don't think he ever had a little gun. He had... Okay. That looks okay. That's not bad. That looks pretty cool. Now, what he did have in the gun, well, they did have a gun. It was an automatic machine gun. I remember the military ones, the ones in green had it. They had mainly a flamethrower, a little flamethrower, right? Which is stupid to look at. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't do a flamethrower, at least in this close-up shot. And that actually looks pretty cool. So he shoots a tranq dart at her. All right. You need to go home. You come from a world of rules, of laws. You should not be alone. Why did you join the Brotherhood? To hurt the people who hurt me. Clink, clink. People are going to come after you. Ain't much stays clean up here, Vaulty. Whoa. This is one of the, I didn't like this line. Well, now that's a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs. So you might need to watch this over again because some people didn't quite understand that reference. I was one of them. Let me explain. And we're going to probably rewrite that. We are going to rewrite that, actually. What this is referencing is that he is completely loaded with rads. And for him to say that means that that was a rad tranq. Seems like. But he said drugs, so maybe it was a regular sleeping tranq. But for the writer to kind of nod that drugs don't affect him. By the way, pearly whites, Lotus or whoever mentioned about the pearly whites, his teeth are clean. Yeah, I guess the acid didn't really erode those teeth. Now that I think about that, thanks for pointing it out. I didn't notice that. Pearly whites on the eyes got to go. Pearly whites on the teeth got to go too. Yeah, so also look at that prop for that thing. That needle don't look like it's going to penetrate anything. Like, what? But I get it. The needle's got to be thick, otherwise you're not going to see it. But it just doesn't look believable. Like, whatever. We could see the bandolier again. Looks spanking brand new. Like it was just made in the studio that made this movie. So I'm assuming he stole this off of a Vault Dweller. Like, right? Or a military cache that they recently opened. But to be honest, he came with that. I bet you. We are introduced with this character with spanking brand new stuff. So it's not possible. It's not impossible, right? When you play the game, you do come across things that were never untouched, brand new still, right? Fresh off of the, warehouse or what have you. I just don't like if this is a mistake with the production that they didn't think about making that look all worn up and torn, because they did a good job with his coat and his glove, right? But oopsies, we forgot about the bandolier. On April 11th. All right, hold on one second, though. Here we go. Mr. Nolan? All right, I believe that face. Looks believable. She's about to get killed. All right. Please stand by. Okay, hold on a second now. This stuff we see on television sets, and they're eluding, at least in the trailer. Sometimes in the trailer, they show stuff that's literally not in the show itself or the movie, but they put it in the damn trailer to hype you up. It's possible that this is just a solid color, and then the editors of the trailer, they're like, let's put this dumb thing here for no reason. But you see all these people that look like they're dead, and people are all afraid, and then they say, please stand by. This alludes that this might be a big jumbo TV on the wall that shows maybe backgrounds, like the sky, because this looks like it's on a farm. He's got the crops here. So it's possible. Westworld style. You see what I'm saying? Westworld had something like this. Why are they bringing Westworld stuff into our Fallout universe? When you go into the vault, you don't see any of this. You don't see any of that. What do you see when you're in the vault, folks? Let me know in the comments. I'll tell you. Industrial walls, pipes, functional stuff to make the vault work. Now, this could be a recreational area, right? There are parts in Fallout 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken, where it's all recreational. But I don't like it. I don't like that they decided to put that there in a vault. All right, who are these folks? Now, this is kind of cool. Speculation here. Spoiler alert as well, too. Spoiler alert as well, too. This might be the synths. Sorry, I killed it for y'all. This might be the synths. Because they're the rebels, right? You gotta zoom in on that. Sorry, Hollywood, production crew, set crew. Who the hell got this straight out of Home Depot? Because that thing is brand spanking brand new. We decided not to rust the handle at all. Oopsies. This thing down here, you can see it too. The, was it doorstop? Oopsies. Glorious shot of our new heroes here. To be honest, I would have loved if she was the main character and it was about this team here. Not about the Vault Dweller. Screw the Vault Dweller. I want to know about this. This should be what the whole movie's about. This faction. All right, so I'm calling it out. The Bandolier stuff is a mess up with the studio. Here's another Bandolier. Clearly not the Ghouls team. All right, these are all humans, right? With no ghoulness. They got new Bandoliers, which have no bullets. Why carry a Bandolier with no bullets? You're not prepared. The armor is kind of cool. You know, this is, once again, attention details that you will not see unless you pause the damn freaking trailer. This guy over here also has body armor, which might be Voltec related. So, but I really think that these are synths, or at least she's a synth from Fallout 4. But she has a ring, so that might not be a synth. So we'll see. But yes to the weapon there, by the way. If you guys don't know, that's one of the laser pistols that you can get in the game. Also, whoa, let's roll, hey. Okay, here we go. Oh, never mind then. Never mind. I thought this was the assault rifle that you get in the game. I don't think you get this one though. You get a goofy looking one, and I know the producers and shit, they're like, dude, these weapons are goofy as fuck. It feels like you're going in Toontown. Holy crap, by the way, I don't know if you can see this. These things look like plastic molded pillars. Holy shit, we screwed up. That looks so plasticky. I bet it is. Props, masters, please. Set designers. That looks fake. Okay, yes, Guy. This is totally what you would do because of Radiant AI in Fallout. They did their research. The AI would totally do stupid shit like this, thinking, yeah, this is gonna really help. This is gonna totally take down this power armor suit. Let me just shoot at point blank. All right, I wasn't paying attention here. Let me see. Was there any dialogue here? You look out the wasteland. You look out at this wasteland. Looks like chaos. There's the Republic. So that tells me that it is not the synths. It is possible because she looked like she had no expression, like synths mostly do in the game. But this tells me this is more from the Fallout 3 game with that faction that's very prominent there. I forgot what the rebel faction is there. Also, there's one thing that is really unfortunate. I already can see this in all these shots. You can tell the background, right, is all green screened, right? So, okay, dismiss that. But don't dismiss that the color gradient for the foreground is not matching at all with what you're trying to accomplish. This looks like a set, right? The ground looks like they literally brought sawdust from a farm, plop it on the ground. No color gradient over that at all. And it's hard to do that probably too because you got produce over here, right? To match the colors, you know, it's got to work correctly. That right there looks spray painted. But there's always somebody behind the wheel. I'm taking a close look here. Whose foot is that? I just noticed there's a foot. So it gave away. He came to save her in Super Duper Mart. And now we see his backstory. I don't believe this. All right. God damn it, dude. There's a freaking nuke and that's the best you're going to get out of your actors. There's a freaking nuke. Does that convey urgency? The end. All right, now we get to see some creatures here. This is the rad bear. I forgot what they name him in the game. Okay. God damn it, dude. All right, hold on. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't even know if anybody's watching. I don't think the bears go on their hind legs in the game. Now, I know it looks more menacing when they do in real life and shit, but he's got pecs. You see it? He's got shoulders like a human. You know what I mean? I don't think the bears have that in real life, let alone in the game. He's like a werewolf, so maybe he's not a bear. All I see is Red Skull teleported to a new Earth after touching the desert. Dude, you're hitting home runs here. I imagine such a thing would make him resilient to reds. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me look at the title cards. The end of the world is not. All right. A second time that we see someone thinking they could take down a power armor at point blank. But this character doesn't give a shit. So I dismiss this scene. I'm like, okay, fine. That's his personality, right? Hey, get some lead, buddy, right? But if we can see at the last second, he has no worry with his pearly white teeth. And once again, the set looks fake, in my opinion. So you can see where they tried to do a good job and make it look faded with these tires that are still have air in them after hundreds of years. The ground just looks, everything just looks like a fucking set, dude. All right, power armor. Yeah, that's the one few things that looks accurate. I get it, but you're going to see in a second. It's kind of failboat. What it used to be. Oh, it's this thing. Look at looks like an anime character for a second there. All right. Creative freedoms, or is that an actual monster? Let me know in the chat. By the way, this looks like they even modded the show with the Clear Waters mod. Look how clean that production studio water is. In the apocalypse, where every body of water is filled with radiation so much that in the game, the water is not blue. Sorry, Charlie. That's not what it's supposed to look like. God damn it. Whatever. Maybe they brought the filtration tech from Fallout 3 in this shot, and that explains the water. Unlikely. Attention to details. All right, so there's that monster. And here is the guy in the power armor suit. Like, oh! The fuck, dude? What are you doing going in the water? We know what happens when you walk in the water. Maybe he has to get down to the bottom, right? Whatever. I hate that. I hate it. Like, oh! Dude, if you're in the power armor suit, I don't think I would react that way. I would feel like invulnerable because bullets can't hurt me. Even 50 caliber bullets probably don't hurt. What the hell are these little teeth things going to do, Or if you're really afraid, run. Oh, but it's in slow motion method. I don't care. Turn. No. You don't get it, method. He's supposed to be eaten. He's about to be munched on. Okay, I'll see that. But this whole presentation of like, oh, the dude is one of our main heroes. Come on. There it is. That's exactly how I thought he's envisioned. Oh. What is happening here? All right, extras. Who's this guy? This guy, I bet, is so happy. Hey, mom and dad. Hey, buddies. I'm on TV. This guy looks like the main character from the game. Like, cast him as the lead. God damn it. Or at least if he's the boyfriend of the girl, he looks like the main character in the game. All right, exactly. What is happening here? This guy just ejected himself. Oh, spoiler alert. I know what that is. I know who this guy's supposed to be in the future. Wishful thinking. If they do this, I'll take back a lot of the stuff that I said. I think what he's doing, he's injecting himself with the serum that mutates him to become the super mutant. Called it. But that's also wishful thinking. For a bunch of writers that probably never played this game, that might not be it at all. You know why? There's not enough money to put a guy in a suit, a tall, 6'7", actually 7-foot dude. These are giants. You got to have a big guy in a big suit to pull off as a super mutant. It's not likely that that's going to be it because he has to be CGI'd in at that point. Despite my opinion is that I don't think they should put CGI for a super mutant. That looks stupid and fake. They should put more prosthetics or a suit, right? Just kind of like how they did with Lord of the Rings and how they made people large. They could have done the same thing, I think, here. Are they going to do it? We'll see. It's unlikely. But I'm wishfully thinking here, lore-wise, this is one of the first scientists that were testing the serum on themselves. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the serum that converts humans into super mutants was supposed to cure them of radiation. If I'm not mistaken, spoiler alert on the game. There was a couple of quests in Fallout 4 that talk about it. Vault-Tec was trying to do that, I believe. And they end up, unfortunately, making super mutants. What I don't understand, though, is why there were so many of them. So that could possibly be more of a war thing. They're like, we're going to build the ultimate soldier. Holy crap, he's a freak of nature, but he's so powerful and strong. We're going to keep making them. I think that might be it. But this kind of makes me feel like it was more of an experimentation. Also, a giveaway that makes it seem believable that this could be the beginning of what a super mutant, is going to look like is the straps on his face. Right? Now, thinking about it, the super mutants, they get huge. It's like power up, right? What is that going to do? Granted, this is like pre-Vault days, so these scientists didn't think they were going to overgrow or whatever, and this is probably going to keep their skulls in place, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if the concept behind the scientist wearing this, maybe he's like, maybe thinks he's going to shrink back down like Incredible Hulk. Oh, I could just come back down to normal. So I don't know. We'll see. But this is what it kind of alludes to. Now, I don't think this is the same shot from here. I know it feels like it is, right? I don't think they're looking at a scientist that's about to do that to himself, because look at these people smiling like, oh, yeah, he's going to be great. Oh, yeah, the serum on the scientists here in this vault. Yeah, what's going on here? I don't know, but it definitely doesn't look like a super mutant in the making. Hey, that's you, Ghost? Really? All right, so this is kind of interesting. All right, so there's Super Duper Mart, which is the shot, I think, before what we saw. All right, as I predicted. Once again, unfortunately, guys and gals, like I said, studio production-wise, this doesn't match the fake CGI background. It's just not working out. So when it comes to production stuff like this, I think you're able to go in post-production and do a pass on the color gradient, right? The whole freaking shot, match it to your CGI. If you can't get your CGI to match the foreground of your shot here really well because you don't hire Weta, is that what they're called? Yeah, the Weta Studios, the people behind Lord of the Rings, if you can't get them because they're too expensive to do better CGI, then color gradient the whole damn thing to match the CGI. That's my opinion, right? Just freaking do it. By the way, they did a good job on the freeway overpasses. That, I think that's pretty good. I want to see more of that. So he's drinking something. What do the ghouls drink to heal themselves? Radiation. But the radiation is not green, whatever it was he was drinking. All right. Everyone wants to save the world. They just... Okay, I think the subtitles is messing up. Everyone wants to save the world. They disagree on how. They just disagree on how. I think that's what it's supposed to say. That was a lot of shots. I'm not going to go over them. Now, this is an important one. There you are, you little killer, you. I get it. The ghoul has that. That's him, by the way. First of all, they already messed up. Let me tell you why. When you watch this with the audio, this guy does. I don't think this guy has a southern drawl. Now, my impression is guy with a cowboy hat or a fedora, guy with a shotgun and a bandolier, he's got to have a southern drawl. Maybe he's from Texas. Maybe he's from Georgia. I don't know. But if you want a ghoul to sound like that and really have some awesome wasteland experience, that's how he should be presented. Not like a 1940s news salesman guy, which then later on ends up sounding like he has a drawl. What the fudge? They messed up. If this is him, right? Then you see, you gotta make him sound like this. Hi, I'm a ghoul. And I've been traveling the wasteland, you see? Right? And I know, like, over time, I guess 100 years later, it changes in somebody, right? But that's not the personality that I think evolves to this. This seems like a guy from the South. You know what I mean? But so if that was the case, this guy right here in the beginning is still him, should sound like he's from the South as well. You know, maybe from the Carolinas, maybe, I don't know. Carolina's really that far south, but South Carolina is, I guess, you know. I think he should have had that kind of accent here, discovering about this. So let's read that in that accent, and forgive me if I'm completely butchering these accents, but as a writer, I think this is what I would have done. Hello there. I'm here to show you a wonderful place. A veritable Camelot of the nuclear age. Not made by God Almighty, but the working man. You could be a hero by purchasing a residence in a Vault-Tec today. In a Vault-Tec vault today. You see, it's just a little attention to details, folks. Goes a long way. Go watch this with the original audio. I can't do it because I'm going to get copyright because they put a music in there. Go watch it, right? And pause it a couple times and think to yourself, well, they kind of messed that up, didn't they? So, all right. Now that that's out of the way, let's get down to brass tacks. Hello, America. Are you prepared for the end times? This is Vault 33. Why traverse the uncertainties above when you can own a piece of heaven below? Make new friends and build a better tomorrow today. At Vault-Tec, we believe in you. Apply today and own your piece of paradise in Vault 33. Her family was murdered. She's out there somewhere. She needs us. And I'm not going to live my life. I'm not going to live the rest of my life in a box. I've prepared for this. We all have. I'm ready. You don't know what the surface could do to you. No one could have survived. You'll be alone. Yeah, that's what he would say, I think. You don't know what the surface could do to you. No one could have survived. You'll be alone. And here she says, the old lady, that looks quite expensive, darling. What's your price? Say, I bet you don't have any caps. No, but I do have a vault blanket. Did your cheese slide off your cracker? The baby is missing. Do you think you'll find him too? His name is Sean. Why is everyone trying to kill me? I don't want to hurt anyone. Sit down, miss. I can provide medical attention. I've been programmed to perform all types of surgical procedures. Now stay put. This might pinch a bit. This might pinch a little. We can't stay here. They travel in packs. The vault was an illusion. This is the real world. You're going to lose your friends if you go down this path. What choice do I have? These are my brothers and sisters. We fight as one, and no one gets left behind. There's a story of one man that survived the bomb. We call him the Landwalker. Be careful with that one. His bite is mightier than his bark. Well then, ain't this funny? You bring a toy to a gunfight? You think coming topside is gonna bring us closer to this gal? This land is tough. This land is rough, and you will not survive. You know, it's not too late to join. We can do this together. No one goes in alone. If we're doing this, we go in and we go out alive. Well, look at you, you little slugger, you. Ah. All right. I had some fun. I don't know, folks. I just, it ain't perfect, right? But it does kind of feel, though, that just a little bit of like improvements here and there when it comes to connecting, you know, what we're looking for in an adaptation of a game that we love so much. It takes a little attention to detail to kind of connect those strands, you know? And I don't feel Hollywood has that. They're not hiring gamers, right? They're hiring people that do other shows. And the result of that ends up becoming this fake made for TV movie. And that's why they're not finished with the whole series, because it's probably not going to get a lot of attention, from the fans and viewers or whatnot. But let's hope for the best, folks. So let me know in the comments, everybody, what you think. Were these improvements better? What can I do to improve to be a better writer for you? I'll see you next time.